going crazy. No, nigga, this shit ain't no crazy shit. This is that shit that come down from Big Mama. And y'all say it's coming straight from Big Mama, straight from the Mother Nature. And because Big Mama was connected with Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama can go outside and tell you it's gonna rain, it's gonna snow, it's gonna be this, right? The Big Mama had that connection. And we always listen to Big Mama. But some kind of way, they had to cut us out from it. They had to cut us out from that Big Mama connection because we would have still been in charge if we would have listened to Big Mama. Big Mama told us they were coming. He said they were coming. They gonna come, like Dr. Sabi used to say. He says his mama told him that they're gonna come for you eventually, man. You know, they're gonna eventually come after you. That was their Big Mama talk, right? Big Mama always give you a warning too. She always give the warnings. You know what I'm saying? That's the connection. And so, like I said, if you got any questions for the brother Rob Haynes, drop them in the link, man. Drop them in the comments, man. So records who were available be through some of us know our family history. So we ain't got no connections now. They just say they listening, man. They getting their head cracked. Everybody dropping fire signs and Jews. They got a whole bunch of Jews. They say there's Jews dropping from heaven, man. So we got it going on up in here, man. Like I say, got any questions, man? Hit the brother Rob Haynes up, man. I got a question though. Go ahead.
If our tribes was as aware as we was when they came, they would be having family gatherings playing this live in front of the whole family, collecting questions to ask me and you, Dane Calloway and Rizza Islam.
I'm gonna get Dave Calloway on. My bad. I'm gonna get me, you, and Dale Calloway gonna do it live. Soon as the brother get up with me, because somebody already sent me the information, and I sent him my email. So as soon as he get up with me, we all gonna get together and we're gonna put this thing together, man. We're doing this thing right. Make it final, because this is a Zion, man. It's inevitable. Like Agent Smith said in the Matrix, this is inevitable.
The sound of inevitability, Mr. Anderson.
You know, hey, look, I used to work on this job as a security guard, and this dude, this dude used to always walk up to me. This one dude, and he say, I wonder why he said that the dude was crazy. He say, Mr. Anderson. He used to always say that to me, Mr. Anderson. Every time I see him, he say, Mr. Anderson. And then when I watched The Matrix, I was like, oh shit, this dude right here must be an agent or something. And he tried to say that I'm one of them dudes that like the one or somebody. Like it's a whole bunch of us, you know, that's out here, that's coming out, and we just got that natural, like you said, we conjured up. We conjured up. Every time they go out to when they got rid of they killed Noble Drew Ali, and they went out to Baba, all these people, and they say we stopped them. But they didn't stop us. They just conjured up niggas like me and you. They just and if they just conjured up other beings who gonna be more adamant about it. You ain't gonna stop what's about to happen. It's gonna happen with us or without us. It's gonna happen. Somebody else will pop up, and it's gonna be non-stop until it's restored. It's gonna happen, man. This is gonna happen.
Big Mama say, if y'all need my baby boy, I'm gonna have him here. But don't call him if y'all don't need him, because he's really not going to be easy to deal with. Right? And then they called me. I came.
It's happening, man. You cracking heads.
So,
I tell you.
in the language, in the lingo, I came off a tit for tat, knock to a knockback, 2-ball cane to a 4-corner shuffle, from a Vice Lord line to a gangster disciple out of a Peace Stone nation. Right? I can trace me back eons. Right?
That's another question. Hey, this symbol right here, like the star. Larry Hoover against disciples, one of them had that sign, and everybody was wondering, man.
Yeah, that's GD.
Yeah, they was wondering, man, how somebody try to say it's a gang and all this, but why he making that connection? And then why he calling himself disciples, as in like disciples of Christ or something like that? Because it was deeper than the gang. It wasn't just no gang. That shit was like a tribal thing. And Larry Hoover was on a whole nother level. They just painted him out as a gang banger. Because
listen,
go ahead.
If you look up the word gang, it's gonna tell you it means clan.
Yeah.
We don't look shit up. That's how we get tricked on the narrative.
The word game.
Yeah.
And gang stars mean a clan of stars.
They told us, look, they told us the 6 was called the Magen David or the Shield of David, and the 5 was called the Seal of Solomon. That's backwards. Right? The 5 is the Magen David, the 6 is the Seal of Solomon. King David Barksdale was the king of all kings on the land, was the sole high chief until they murdered him. His son got videos on YouTube right now, David Barksdale Jr. Look him up and listen to him. Because he is the heir to his father's estate. Larry got 2 sons. He got Larry Jr. and then he got Little Larry. Little Larry right now is his hands and feet in the street. Larry Jr.'s got a different function. He has to stay tied to the hip to David Barksdale Jr. Because it's the bloodline link. They was raised from the cradle together. They always knew each other. Right? And you can't separate one from the other without causing the problem. That's what you call getting to know your brother. Right? All of them right now is in agreement that we need Larry out of that cage. Which on the surface, it looked like he's still there, but he's in the continuity of government waiting on us to reach critical mass so he can give us the report from the land from all of the chiefs. He got the report, right? He even got the report from the Scottish Rite Lodge that infiltrated us. So he got all of the paperwork he needs. Now he just need the Klansmen, the grassroots, to understand what's taking place so they're not caught in a shock that causes them to have nervous breakdowns.
Hey, that's another thing. Okay, question. They say how, like the Scottish Rites, could you break down it? The Scottish Rites infiltration on us?
Yeah, the Scottish Rite came as conquistadors. They settled in New Jersey and upstate New York. This is when they say Sitting Bull was sleeping on his post. Right? And they are the ones who sent Albert Pike to establish the corporate jurisdiction over our Iroquois Confederation. Right? The Cherokee is the cherry tree.
Yeah.
Right? That's the key. The Cherokee is not our original tribal name.
That's right. I know that. Yeah, go ahead.
What became known as a Cherokee was the Washita the Mound Builders, the Mississippians. Right? The largest clan on the land. They called them Cherokees because George Washington chopping down the cherry tree. That's mythology. That's dogma. That's used to usurp the morals, the moral clause. Right? We forego our moral duty to do our due diligence because we get caught in the dogma. Right? So the key is the cherry, which is 2 fruit on a single stem. They come out in pairs. Right? These are princess and the prince on the same family line with 2 different birthrights to the land. One is the father's son and the other one is the mama's daughter, or vice versa. Right? Blue Lodge is the father lodge, Red Lodge is the mother lodge, the Black and Gold Lodge is Big Mama Lodge. Right? Or Big Mama House. Vice Lord's black and gold, GD's blue, P-Stone's red. Angel Bay had to send T. Rogers to the West Coast to organize the red because when Tookie started the blue, it caused the red to form into a tribe because they had to match energy. So Tookie became, right, so he became a de facto chief of the Red Lodge, but the jure chief of the Blue Lodge. So now he has to pass the Red Lodge to Angel Bay. The blood's got to be.
Hey, this is another thing too, man. Oh shit, you just made me think of something else. All right, the name Washington, and right, you got Raymond Washington. He connect back to the Wichita Native American Indians. And
Yes,
then the
sir.
Williams connect to a royal bloodline, all the way going back to King George, all the way back to the Fall people. Man, this is heavy, bro. That makes like people think this shit is crazy, but it's really some shit that is over their head, man. Go ahead. That's crazy.
Those royal King George, the first, second, and third, them was the reign of the kings being kicked out of Europe. The Bar Association was first incorporated in Savannah, Georgia by King George III. And that's how they had to establish their legal lease on the land using the Bar Association. All barristers, right, and all barristers are nobles under the Crown of England with titles of nobility prohibited in the Iroquois Confederation Constitution. Well, now you can still see it in Article 1 2 times. You can see it in Article 1, the government shall not issue any titles of nobility. And then you say the states shall not issue any titles of nobility because the corporate jurisdiction can't issue titles of nobility. You have to be a royal. So all of the barristers' titles of nobility is issued by something called letters patent of the Crown of England.
That's right.
That's why none of the law books is copyrighted over here. They all copyrighted in London, but all the rest of our books is copyrighted in Washington, D.C. Right? So the Scottish Rite was on a ship called the Plymouth. And what Malcolm said,
Plymouth
we didn't
land
on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We know Plymouth in modern history books be called the Mayflower. They took us to World Court, which held everything up for 200 years while the resolution is being resolved from a shipwreck. They said we crashed our landmass into their ship.
Yeah, and, I read about this. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm on it. I'm right on you.
That's why Malcolm said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We didn't crash into their ship. Their ship crashed into our land.
Yeah.
Trump kicked the British ship out of the bay down in D.C., which overthrew the royal family of Europe that was being puppeted by Queen Elizabeth. Now, the only thing we had to do now was seize and capture the papal bulls, where the Pope said we was all imbeciles in law. To be an imbecile in law, you 3/5 compromise, a Dred Scott slave. That means you really got the right, but you don't know how to assert it. Right? So when you become 5/5 realized, not only do you have the right, but now you know how to assert it, which overcomes the last two of the 5/5 realization. Right? And 5/5 is May 5th. Right? Which just passed.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Ooh, now, if you go back 2 years, May 5th, you'll see that the Notre Dame University caught fire.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It was actually zapped by a ship. It was actually zapped by UFO. The UFO was sitting there the whole time.
Man, you make it, man.
But the people that was there didn't even see it.
And that's connected with the Celts. Look, like this, what you saying? Because you know that Notre Dame is like you got the symbol of the man. What you saying? Like a lot of people might think that what you saying is crazy, man, but it's all making sense to me, and it's giving me like the next step that I need. This book, Black Celts, talking about the Irish, and man, now you man.
Okay,
you
so
my head,
when you bring the Irish up, Irish is the English rendition of the word Orisha. And St. Patrick killing off the snakes, he was murdering the priests. The Scotta and her sister Scotia had to flee. They tried to kill Scotta and she fell off something called an abbey. Right into the ocean. When she fell into the ocean, her sister dived in to save her. Right? But the Catholic army was in pursuit. Right? And they was extracted from the water by somebody called Vikings, which executes the Queen's law on the water, on the high seas. Right? So they brought them over here as a safe haven because none of the shit that they was doing in Europe was supposed to come over here. So now they looking for two sisters, Scotia and Scotta. Both of them is very light with red hair.